Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a little St. Patrick's Day crafting. Now this month has flown by for me, but I didn't want to miss doing a little bit of St. Patrick's Day crafting. I love doing it, even though I'm not Irish. I just think that usually the St. Patrick's Day collections are so much fun, and who can resist crafting with green? So today I'm using this Echo Park collection. It's appropriately enough Happy St. Patrick's Day. And as you know, the Echo Park 12 by 12 collections include 12 by 12 double-sided papers and the Element sticker sheet, which I think is always the best. The funny thing about this collection, I've had it in my stash for probably a little bit over a year. And every time I organize my paper collections, I come across it and I always think it's a doodlebug collection. It really has that doodlebug vibe, particularly with the little leprechaun and, of course, the shooting star and the rainbow with the pot of gold. I don't know, these patterns really remind me of doodlebug, but it's Echo Park. So let's go through and I'll show you the paper and then I'll show you what I crafted with it. So as I mentioned, it's double-sided, so you get two of each, but I'm just going to pull out one so that you can see. First is the cut-apart sheet, and these are large cut-aparts, but they're really, really cute. Of course, you can see the leprechaun here that says Happy St. Patrick's Day, the love with the shamrock, the pot of gold, you're a pot of gold at the end of my rainbow. You're my lucky charm, which I think is super cute. I'm so lucky to know you. These are little tags that you can cut out. And a lucky treat for someone sweet, shamrock and roll, Irish, March memories. You're so lucky, St. Patrick's Day. And then this cute border of little leprechauns. And then you can see that even the branding strip is usable. There's a little Happy St. Patrick's Day that you can cut and use on a card or memory decks. There's this little strip of shamrocks. And then, of course, here is the Echo Park branding. So I think this is a really fun cut-apart sheet. Even though they're large, they're still definitely very usable. And I especially like the tags. Now here is the reverse side of that cut apart, and it is just a sheet of white background with all of those shamrocks. Super cute, very usable, fun for cards and tags and ATCs and memory decks. Next is a banner, and it says Irish, March, Lucky, and Party, and very, very cute with all of those banners throughout the whole sheet. Again, here is one of the branding strips that can be cut that says Happy St. Patrick's Day. And here's the reverse side of that. It's a tone-on-tone green with a lighter green and then the shamrocks. This is the next set of cut-aparts, and they're 4x4 squares, so definitely very usable. May every petal on a shamrock bring you joy and good luck. Kiss me, I'm Irish, lucky day. And then the March 17th, make a wish. And there's even a place up here where you can stamp something. Luck of the Irish, I'm so lucky to have you. Then the lucky clover with the word lucky, and we might be the luckiest people alive. And again, here is the bottom strip, and that is goes off to the dots. I think that's super cute. And this is the flip side, which is all the dots. And again, here is that Happy St. Patrick's Day on the bottom. I just love that they took the time to do that. I think it really is a nice little gesture. It always gives you extra sentiments, which I'm a big fan of. Now, this is an unexpected, very, very pretty pattern. It's this floral pattern. I think it's really beautiful. And again, this is one that if you are not into making a lot of St. Patrick's Day cards or projects, just a few, this one is just a floral background that really doesn't say anything about St. Patrick's Day. So you can use this on birthday cards or just a note cards, hello cards. It can be used for a lot of different occasions for spring and summer because it's just really pretty florals. I love the way that they drew them, very whimsical, and I like the colors. And then here's the back. Again, this is very usable for birthdays, for other celebrations as well. It doesn't have to be for St. Patrick's Day. But if you're layering up some shamrocks and some of that other really pretty St. Patrick's Day paper, this is a really nice base for that. Now here again are some larger cut aparts. They're about 6 by 4, but again, you get that really cute little leprechaun with the Happy St. Patrick's Day, and he's on that striped background. You get the big pot of gold that says Happy St. Patrick's March 17th on it, and the really pretty dot background. Here's one that says Irish Kisses and Shamrock Wishes. I think that's super cute. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm just here for the shenanigans. Very, very cute. And good luck is coming your way. Now, the flip side of those cut aparts is this really pretty background with the sun, clouds, and the rainbow with the pot of gold. Just classic for St. Patrick's Day. I think that is really, really pretty. And then the final sheet are all of these cute little leprechauns and the little bag of gold coins, let's say, and it says Happy St. Patrick's Day, March 17th on the bag. And then the little leprechaun has a sign that says Happy St. Patrick's Day, Luck of the Irish. Super cute. And again, this really reminds me of Doodlebug. Just the images, the color, the size of them, and the little dotted background with the shamrocks, I think are so cute. And then the flip side of the little leprechauns are all of these horseshoes. And it's just a fun paper. Again, it's one that doesn't have to be for St. Patrick's Day. You could certainly use these for any kind of another card, maybe just a good luck card, wishing someone well, congratulations on, you know, your promotion or a new house, just something to wish someone, you know, some luck, and the horseshoes are a great symbol for that. Now, finally, the best part of the kit, in my opinion, are always the stickers. And what I really like about this sticker collection is that the size of the stickers are very usable for me as a card maker. They're not too big. They're very usable for the front of a card or memory decks or ATC. Of course, this Happy St. Patrick's Day would be fun for a slimline card. But then I like this one. It says, I pinch back. The little flowers are adorable to add to accent, and may the luck of the Irish always be with you. Every petal on the shamrock bring you joy and good luck. And then there's a couple that are that just say March, which if you know someone that's having a March birthday, you might want to include that on a card. And here's the little leprechaun with his sign, and then there's a few Happy St. Patrick's Day. There's even a little hot air balloon. Again, it doesn't have to be for a St. Patrick's Day card. A lot of florals, some rainbows, the pots of gold. Wishing you a pot of gold this St. Patrick's Day, lucky day. I'm just here for the shenanigans. I like that one. And lucky. And then there's things like in love, lucky, boy, duck, dream, big, March 17th, party, laugh, full of luck and charm. So I think this is a really usable set of stickers. Even this scalloped border along the bottom can be cut and used on cards as well. So I really do like this. Again, they've included that Happy St. Patrick's Day up at the top that can be cut out. I really appreciate that there are quite a few of those. Great for adding those little sentiments to your projects. So that is everything in this kit. Now let's take a look at what I created. Now, before I show you what I created with the Echo Park Happy St. Patrick's Day collection, I wanted to shout out an open collab. Now, this is one that I've wanted to join in with for a while, and I just haven't gotten around to it until this month. I think you can get a hint from what's on my table. This is the open collab hosted by my friend Kim from Kim's Inspired Life and Terry from Talon's Place, and it's Enjoy Green with Us, 2026. And this open collab is where you can come in and share anything that's green. And you can do it any day of the month. Just be sure to use that hashtag Enjoy Green with Us 2026. And of course, tag the collaborating hosts, which are Kim from Kim's Inspired Life and Terry from Talon's Place. So I want to thank those ladies for hosting this fun open collab. I'm sorry I've been so late to the game, but of course March and St. Patrick's Day, I'm using a lot of green, so I thought of you. So let's get into it and I'll show you what I made using that fun Echo Park collection. So it should be no surprise to anyone that I made some cards because that's what I love to do when I get a good Echo Park collection, and this is my first one. So I've made all the cards A2 size, which is my favorite, 4¼ by 5½. Actually, it's one of my favorites. My other favorite is a secret, which you have seen in some videos in the past, but this is my second favorite. I love to make A2 size cards. They're just so easy for mailing. I've taken some paper from my stash for the first layering piece. That's the light green. And then the next paper is that kind of horseshoe pattern. And it's gold horseshoes. I think those are extra lucky. And of course, some shamrocks. So I've cut up the paper from the collection and did some layering there. Here I brought in some really pretty green sparkling glitter paper from my stash. I've used 2 of the stickers, actually 3 of the stickers from the collection. May your day be touched by some Irish luck. Now, no secret here, I'm not Irish, but I always celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And I've added the shamrocks here and this little flower set there. And then the inside, I've stamped Happy St. Patrick's Day, and I've added another clover. And that Happy St. Patrick's Day is from one of my favorite Echo Park stamp sets, and that's Celebrate Every Day. Super fun. And of course, I've added my Made By sticker on the back, and that's the first card. I think I said that stamp was from Echo Park. It's actually from Hero Arts, and it's Celebrate Every Day. If you're looking for a sentiment stamp set, that's one of my favorites. Now, here's my next card. I've added a light green layering piece and then this cute paper with the leprechauns and the bags of gold. And then what I've done here is I've die cut this little label. That's one from one of the Anna Griffin dies. And I have added a little spinner to this cute sticker with the little leprechaun. So he's kind of jumping around. My favorite sticker was the I pinch back. I thought that was super cute. And then these are obviously some die cut shamrocks that I had in my stash, and I've added some gems there. The insides are all the same with the Happy St. Patrick's Day, and I did add the 4-leaf clover. And that is my next card. Here is one that I've added that really pretty glitter paper as the first layering piece. Then that flower paper that I said, remember when I showed it, I said you can use this all spring and summer because it doesn't really say St. Patrick's Day on it at all, although you do see some of the little clovers on it. And speaking of clovers, again, here is more of my die cut shamrocks, and then the sticker I used says, may every petal on the shamrock bring you joy and good luck. And I've popped this up, this second little shamrock up, and layered the sticker on that. I don't like to make these two-dimensional because it's easier for mailing if they're flat, but sometimes you just can't resist that little bit of dimension. Now this one is a very flat card for ease of mailing. So here I've taken a die cut that is kind of like the shape of a star. We're going to call it that. I've just layered the really pretty green tone-on-tone shamrock paper as the first layering piece. And then I put that die cut and then one of my very favorite circle dies. This one is from Sizzix and Tim Holtz. I use it a lot, so if you've seen my videos before, it's my very favorite circle nesting die set. It's got this beautiful stitched background. This cuts through any paper like butter because it's a Sizzix dye. So sometimes when you get cheaper dyes, you really notice the difference. This is a great dye. And then I've added some stickers, the Make-A-Wish and that sun. And then these are some little golden flatbacks, and they're from Pink and Maine. And I think they're really just to add that little pop. There's the inside again. And this is a relatively flat. I didn't pop anything up on this one. And this is my last card. I used a lighter green first layering piece. I did use that really pretty striped paper for the next layer. And I took out my corner chomper and rounded the corners, all the corners on this and all the layering pieces. Then I took out an oldie but goodie die from my stash. It's from My Favorite Things, very, very old die, and I cut out this scalloped piece here and because I wanted to layer the I'm Just Here for the Shenanigans, which has got those really cute round edges to it. And I did some sticker surgery. This little leprechaun is not from this sticker. It was on one of the other stickers, but I wanted him just behind the I'm Just Here for the Shenanigans. So I cut just the bottom of his beard and layered that behind the I'm Just Here for the Shenanigans. I thought that was super cute. And again, these are from Pink and Maine. They're the larger size of those those gold flatbacks, which I think are so cute. Again, here's the inside with a little shamrock, and then there's the back. And this one's relatively flat too, but I just did dimension on a few of these. So here is one more look at the 5 cards that I created using the Echo Park Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I'm getting in right under the wire for St. Patrick's Day. I know it's coming up in just a few days. I hope you enjoy taking a look at what I created and that really fun Echo Park collection. Again, I want to thank Kim and Terry for hosting their fun open collab, Enjoy Green with Us 2026. Be sure to jump in and share something green, especially for St. Patrick's Day. I'm wishing you a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.